Hello from North Bay, Ontario, Canada. It's the venue for the Ford World Women's Curling Championships 2018. Spring is beckoning here in Northern Ontario. The snows of winter are beginning to melt. Here on the shores of Lake Nipissing, it's about a 5-hour drive north of Toronto. Gateway to Northern Ontario, we are at the Memorial Gardens. Welcome inside. For session 13, our feature match today is the United States versus China. Let's welcome the athletes. Let's meet the teams. Here's the lineup for Team USA. At lead is Monica Walker. At second stone, Vicky Persinger. Alex Carlson is at third, and the skip, Jamie Sinclair. For Team China, at lead, Yan Hui. Zheng Xindi is at second. At third is Wang Rui. And the skip, Zhang Yilun. Here are the standings. 6 teams will make the playoffs. Sweden and Canada unbeaten. China at 3 and 4. USA at 3 and 4. A must win for both of them to keep their playoff hopes alive here at the Ford World Women's Curling Championship. We'll keep an eye on all of the matches for you. In this session 13, USA-China in our feature match. Canada takes on Korea in a very important game. Italy, Denmark, and Russia will take on the Czech Republic. Also a game with playoff implications. We'll keep you updated, but our feature match, USA faces China. Teams exchanging handshakes. Hans From, I'm here with you, and I'm joined by Sander Rolvag. And Sander, it's really all on the line for both of these teams. 7 and 5 is probably the number you need to make the playoffs. These teams are 3 and 4. It's a must-win for both of them.
Yeah, it certainly is. USA coming off a really tough loss to Korea. Played really well. Lost in the extra end. Had the draw to the forfeit for Jamie Sinclair. It's a quick turnaround to play the very next draw. It'll be interesting to see if they bounce back from it.
Well, Team USA is looking pretty relaxed. Great crowd in here in this afternoon session. This is a fantastic venue for curling. About 4,000 capacity, near capacity for this game. A lively crowd. The home team Canada is in action. USA will have last rock advantage. That is determined by the pre-game last stone draws. They outperformed the Chinese in that department, so they'll enjoy last rock advantage in the first. Fans for Team China here in the house as well. And of course for Team USA. Should be a lively one. Lots on the line. We are in North Bay. Just north enough to be perfect. USA will play the Red Stones. China will play the Yellowstones. Yan Hui, lead player for China, 22 years old, gets us underway. Seen this conservative start from China throughout the week. If they don't have last rock, typically they will throw their first stone into the rings. Jamie Sinclair declining the opportunity to throw a corner guard. She'll just ask her lead player, Monica Walker, to remove that stone in the house.
Easy. Yep. Easy. Yep. Easy. Oh. 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 Anything, Vic. Anything. That's good. 9-1. What did you say? 9-1. Oh, I got 8-8.
10秒。
I'd much rather do that than. Oh, yeah. That's.
Similar shot on the way for Yan Hui. Sweeping to hold the line straight. Stays in the rings. China lies one.
Yeah, it should move a little bit. You think so? Out of his wing. Same weight. Whoa, lead. Hit it big. Lead.
Early takeout action for the lead players.
8-5.
Usually throw a lot of draws over the course of the game, but chance to do a little hitting here in the first end. Jiang Xindi, 21 years of age.
I wonder if Team USA just wants to play a simple end here, considering the mental challenge they had earlier today. Long game, 11 ends, maybe just not wanting to jump in with both feet in the first end here, just play some simple shots, get settled. It's a long week too. You wonder if some teams might be cynical and play a little simple in certain games just to preserve energy, almost.
Could be. Vicky Persinger, second stone for Team USA, started curling at the age of 4. That's an early start. I think you're right, Sander. Energy conservation is a factor. 13 teams, an expanded field for the first time at World Championship level in curling. That means a 12-game round robin. It's a long week, and it was a challenging game for the USA this morning. They took Olympic silver medalists Korea down to an extra end. Just lost it. So yeah, maybe just trying to keep it a little bit straightforward and ease their way into this game. This one will come up short of the rings, so it'll be interesting to see if the USA decides to just keep hitting or maybe go around. Here are the rules of play. It's a 10-end game, but 6 ends have to be played at a minimum. Each team has 38 minutes of thinking time to complete their shots. Each team has 1 60-second timeout.
You got it.
The hitting continues. Persinger being asked to hit this guard. She'd like to roll away from the center line. Jamie Sinclair wouldn't mind keeping this stone in play if she can. Catches it a bit thin though. It's going to roll out of play.
Probably the right side of the tolerance. You don't want to hit the nose and leave a guard for China. But it does leave China with a chance to practice draw weight.
Wang Rui threw a lot of draws in Pyeongchang. She was half of the Chinese mixed doubles representatives at the inaugural Olympic mixed doubles tournament, the recent Pyeongchang Winter Olympics. They ended up placed 4th. Mixed doubles curling, you are throwing a lot of draws. Right on the button on the sponsor Ford logo. Great shot. She's got her range. Now Alex Carlson. Third for Team USA. Nose hit. This one shaping up, Sander, like Jamie Sinclair would quite like to blank this end and keep last rock into end number 2.
Yeah, that's how this end is played from the very start for USA. Sure, they would love to score 2 if they get a simple mistake from China, but don't really expect to see any open misses. Even if it's the first end, the ice has been so uniform, easily read, easily played. It's tough to see any teams get caught out by throwing a fresh path. They'll know what the ice is doing. They shouldn't be missing an open hit.
China had the morning off, Sander. Well, the Team USA played this morning. We did learn that the ice technicians did make a slight adjustment to the running surfaces of the stones to promote a little bit more curl. That's, of course, fully communicated to all of the athletes and to the coaches. But does that maybe give the U.S. a slight advantage early in the game?
Yeah, because they have played with those stones this morning. So you're right, that could be a slight advantage, but I don't think the stones are moving too aggressively. They've done a good job, the ice technicians, of just touching them slightly, just to get that extra foot of curl. They're not moving too crazily.
So it wasn't a radical adjustment, just a bit of maintenance to keep consistency throughout the full week of curling. There is a lot of curling this week. It's a 12-game round robin.
It's just a one push and pull on some AT grit sandpaper. It's pretty much what you do. Touch up these stones.
So China skip Zhang Yilun makes the hit, and now Jamie Sinclair.
Normal. Okay. I felt like I kicked out with firm on mine, so it's still a little firm. Okay. Nose, a little roll in is good. Yep. Okay.
Nose hit.
9-4. Got really loud. I was still eyes there. Yeah. Good one.
Pretty routine for both teams here in the first end. Zhang Yilun wasting no time. Wants to stick around and force Sinclair to make a shot for the blank. She does. Determination in the eyes of Jamie Sinclair. She knows, as do all the athletes, how important this game is. Everybody's chasing a place in the top 6. Later in the game, we'll explain the playoff format that's being introduced for the first time here at this North Bay Forward World Women's Curling Championship. Last stone on its way. Attempted blank here. Wants to keep last rock into the second end.
Can I clean? No. You're good. Nope. Okay. Good.
Nicely played. Rolls out. Blank end. They'll keep hammering to the second end. After one end of play, no score.
I was a bit big at the end.
the blank first end. Yanhui gets us under way here in the second end.
小一点啊，2千，不要啊，你来了，近一点，擦擦。
Jumps up to join the sweep, has to get all the way across that black hog line to be in play. It is safely across. Gets it to the center line, so a little bit different approach here to end number 2. Guards in play, we like to see that. Signifies a bit of commitment to offense and scoring.
I think it's all there.
Lots of games with playoff implications. We'll take a look at Russia, Czech Republic.
Line's good. We're 9.
Redstone belonging to Russia in the ring, so this appears to be a draw for 2 for Victoria Moiseeva.
That should be pretty routine. The whole house is open. I think the sweepers are very much in control of this one.
Eases into that 4-foot area. 2 points on the board for Russia. They lead it 2-0 after the first end. Nice shot there by
Second one down the path. Yep.
Yanhui.
I don't even mind
Nose
if
hit.
they're less- Up to you.
I was pretty close.
Monica Walker.
I'm good. Wait if you can. Wait. Let it get across the center line. It's going. 5. Bit of room. Line's good. Line's good. It's running pretty good. We're close. We're 7. Line's good. Yeah. Finish. Yeah. Hard. We're good. Hard down. Hard. Hard.
To draw directly in front of that Chinese stone. There's a small gap. Pretty good pass at it though.
OK。有一下下线啊。对，但我出手做到出手偏外一点都行。加油。
Zhang Xindi trying to pick off that American stone. Nicely played.
I like the freeze again. I still think you're looking positive.
Live
90.
look at
My rocks
Canada and
will
Korea
feel
in
more
the
than
first
that.
end. Lots of rocks in play. The
We'll feel her out here.
Yellowstones
Yep.
belong to Korea. Counting 2 by the looks of things. Look at them all strung along behind that center guard.
Really important game, this Korea-Canada. Korea sitting at 6-1, Canada at 6-0. If Korea wins, they'll be tied for record and be ahead of Canada on head-to-head. So it could be really important in terms of getting into that 1-2, that semi-final or a quarter.
Canada's Jennifer Jones.
Wow.
Steal of 1 for Korea, but a great shot by Jennifer Jones. Korea steals a single point. They lead it 1-0 after 1. Could have been worse. Almost clipped the guard. That would have been a steal of 2. The USA have frozen their stone this time right to the Chinese shot. Has to be a nose hit.
再放一点点，差不多正常力量。现在掉下来点好了。再放一点线。
I like under better because I think it's top 8. Okay. This is the same as my drop.
After that great freeze, China couldn't remove the American stone.
I didn't throw this rock.
USA is lying 1, so a good chance here for
Yeah, I think so.
Team USA with the hammer to get a 2-end setup. If you're brand new to curling, the basic strategy of curling when you've got last rock, it's an advantage. You're trying to score 2 or more points, and if you don't have last rock, you're trying to force your opponent not scoring 2 points, 1 or less.
And also the basic strategy.
It's easy for you to say.
The basic game plan
Yes.
is to just split the house. You get one on each side of the house. Try and stay away from the center when you don't have the last stone. You try and put everything on that center line and try and make sure the scoring area is as tiny as possible for your opponent. So they could have drawn the wing here, but coming around the center guard.
U.S. coach Scott Baird enjoying a beverage while he's watching his team.
I think I might need a beverage myself, Hans.
Well, beverages are being consumed. Wang Rui now has a task of removing one of these 2 American counters. Looking for a little inside roll. Pretty nice shot. Just rolls a fraction too far. Pops out the other side. USA still lying 1.
Mind, can we freeze that side one again? Yep, I love that. I like that.
You see the Chinese bench. Beverages nearby for Coach Zhang Xiping.
Yeah. Still back house though. It does curl at the end.
It's pretty dry in the building.
Hydration is important.
It's good for the curling ice though. There's no frost or anything, so.
That's true. Alex Carlson. It has been quite crisp and dry in North Bay and quite cool. Low humidity.
Certainly drawing people into the arena to watch the curling. It's it's not that cold in here.
No, quite cozy in the Memorial Gardens. Trying to freeze this stone. Heard the call say, we love the freeze if we can make it. Very nice shot.
It might be tougher to remove now.
Why would it be tougher now?
If you ever hit it off that yellow stone, it might redirect onto the stone in the back 12.
Not a clear path for China to move it directly through the rings. Wang Rui is going to have to hit it a little on the high side. She'll lose the shooter if she does.
There you go.
Picks it clean, but the U.S. is still lying 1.
It is getting a little nicer each time, I think, but I like to be.
Well, USA going back to the freeze well here by the looks of things.
Yeah, they're happy to just keep the same thing going. If this keeps going for the rest of the end, they score 2.
Quite low risk for the Americans, aren't they? They're keeping the play away from that center guard.
Pretty much. So it's up to China to either get a hit and roll, maybe a half shot from USA, or take a risk and come around the center guard, but then you're risking maybe giving up a 3. That's another great shot by Alex Carlson.
Yep, wedged right in there, and if the Chinese hit it, could spring back on the back stone. Italy, Denmark, oh my goodness. Quite a busy house here. Redstone belongs to Italy.
I think Denmark just lying the 1 though.
Final stone on the way for Angelique Jensen.
Could be a hit and roll in for 2.
Got the hit, rolls across the forefoot, so needed a little bit thicker contact. It is a single point for Denmark.
You know, either thicker or thinner. Could have made the double, maybe move that redstone back for even more than 2. Yeah.
Lots of rocks in play. It's quite typical. Diana Gaspari, you've seen that all week from this Italian team. Every time you look over at one of their games, invariably there are 7 or 8 rocks in play. Nice shot by Jiang. Removes the American shot, but USA still in control of the end. They've got last rock. They're line 1, guarded. Now for Jamie Sinclair, it's do you change gears now to try and get a 3?
I mean, you can just flop in a hair, but then there's not hitting roll.
I was thinking that too, but
Or you draw here. But it's decently hard to get under that 6.
Do you change your plan now, Sander?
Okay.
Do you go to the wing or do you come into the center?
You're here for draw shot. And then
That
just
Depends a little bit on what you think your opponent's going to do. You could draw just the open wing again, set 2. Do you think your opponent's going to come around? Well, if so, you could be scoring 3 if they make a mistake. Or you just get in there yourself, make it tougher. Might score 3 that way as well.
Yeah, that seems to be the choice they've made.
A few feet more than my draw shot.
The risk part here is you've come a little bit deep. Maybe back 4, just back of the tee line. That's an out for China. They can come and freeze. They might even steal. So it's really important for the sweepers here to really get it in the right spot. And if they end up coming up a little heavy, much better bring this further back than leave it just behind the button.
Heard Jamie Sinclair say to her sweepers, we want it top 4. We'll run the time clock on it between the hog lines. T-line weight all week has been about 14.5. Top 4 should be looking for something like 14.7 at the split time mark. It's got the weight. Now is it by that stone in the top 8 foot? Don't want to set up a double.
Well, they lie too. Might not be a very easy double for China. Not sure if they can see enough of the top red.
They like the weight.
Curling more than drop. Yeah. And like the way that it curled, like it's still.
I think they've gotten away with it.
Just enough cover, do you think?
Because now I don't think China wants to come around either, because USA might be able to use that stone that's fully open in the top 8. Potentially to score 3 if they do. The double looks tough, but they're looking at it.
They're also worried about the jam if they play the top red stone, if they drive that second red stone directly on an angle into the stone on the left-hand side of our picture. That's a bit of a risk.
Yeah, it's almost like you just draw here or peel 1 to give up a 2.
That's what Wang Rui just seemed to be indicating. Concern on the expression of Jiang Yilun.
Do have a few options with the draw. You could come deep and almost freeze your back 1. It'll be very tough for USA to score 2. So there's a lot of room on that left-hand side. You put it in the top 4 on the tee line. Yes, there's a run back for USA, but if you come even a little deeper towards that yellow, you can take the end away from the Americans, but it seems to be the safer call. Just try and remove a counter. That should leave a pretty open draw for Jamie Sinclair to score there too.
Jiang Yilun. Throwing barrier weight, board weight. Onto it now. We've seen some stones really curling and moving, and this one is all over the guard, so it's going to be a draw for 3 for Team USA. Just confirming that they are in fact lying 2.
That's a bad mistake. You could apply a lot more weight there. Just make sure you get rid of the red stone. Not sure if you could really roll to a spot. That would have been too difficult for USA to deal with. Maybe you could have rolled in front of your own yellow and half frozen. But you got to throw that a little safer.
I'm wondering, Sandra, if that's a situation where with the stones being treated yesterday, that China just got caught a little bit. Down the weight moves a little bit more than they're used to seeing. And
that's true. That could definitely be a factor.
Net result, though, it's a draw for 3 here for Team USA.
That's when you need your, either you come as a player or you bring a staff alternate coach to come out and watch that morning draw when you get that information.
Absolutely.
And also have a really good look during practice to see if it's moving differently. But of course, whenever anything is a little different, it's tough to adjust. So to see a miss in the first end by under icing, it's not impossible.
Last stone for Jamie Sinclair. She had in the 14-3, 14-4 range on her first draw. We will run the hog-to-hog interval time on this stone as well. Running, say the sweepers. They think it's got tons of weight. 13-4, that's going to be deep in the house. Will it stop in time? Will it stop in time? Will it stop in time? No, it slides into the 12-foot, so it's only 2. Draw for 3, fractionally heavy, but it's 2 points for Team USA. Opportunity lost there for the US, but they do break on top. It's a pair. USA 2, China no score. USA getting us underway in the third end. You're enjoying live curling from the Ford World Women's Curling Championship 2018 here in North Bay,
Line's real good.
province of Ontario, on the shores of Lake Nipissing.
Peace. Yep, yep, yep. Yeah, 2 through 4 I was like, we're in trouble, but.
Hans Frauenlob here with you with Sander Rolvag.
Like in 4-0.
Huge opportunity for the States to really open the gap. Fractionally heavy with that draw for 3, Sander. But they'll be pretty happy with that 2-point end.
Yeah, you know, it's, if you tell a team they'll be scoring 2, be 2 up early in the game, they'll take that any day. When we have an 8-foot draw for 3, they'll be a little bit disappointed too. So just going to have to try and shake it and look at the positives. But that's pretty much the exact same draw Jamie Sinclair missed against Korea today. The in-turn draw heavy through. So that'll be playing in her mind a little bit. So it'll be important for our sweepers to be able to communicate the weight back to her as good as possible, and for her to make a couple of draws and feel confident about it. She's going to have to make a couple more to win this game.
No doubt.
Line's good. 3. Easy.
Talked about the Italian team in Roxon play. This Chinese team also likes plenty of granite
No.
in and around the house.
Alex, can't really.
That
Alex,
usually means you're going to have to make some draws
can't.
along the way. Can't, says Jamie Sinclair. Did not want that stone to touch the rings.
Yeah.
The first 4 stones of the end, if they come to rest between the black hog line and the painted rings, it's in the free guard zone, it's called. When the stones are there, your opponent can't remove your shot completely from play. They can bump it and move it, but if it goes out of play, the stone gets replaced. That's why Jamie was saying don't. She didn't want that stone to touch the rings. Great look at the stone in motion. That's why we call it curling. It curves as it goes down the ice.
There's been a few alternative.
I think there's other reasons we call it curling, Sander. Is that what you're going to tell me?
Yeah, the one I heard was it derives from the Scottish verb cur, K-U-R-R, which
Okay.
is the word for the sound that the stone makes, the rumbling sound,
Okay.
or the sound that the murmuring sound of people on a lake.
10-5.
Vicky Persing.
Yep.
Cur, curling.
Cur.
There's, you know, there's no right and wrong answer that I know of.
Hit an inside roll. Pops out behind the guard. That's a plausible explanation. We do have
打掉，走后边的可以。
Scottish Olympic gold medalist
正常，正常。
Rona Howie in the house. Maybe I'll ask Rona.
打流也可以
It's an old sport, you know. Dates back to the 1500s, so
It's a lot of time for new explanations for
yeah.
why we called it that.
九分小一分，6小叉，嘿。
Sport was invented in Scotland. Having a look now at this Canada-Korea game, and again, tons and tons of rocks in play. Stone belonging to Korea is at the back of the 4-foot. That's the shot rock, and there is a mountain of granite in front of it. It'll be a tough final shot here for Canada's Jennifer Jones. Korea stole a point in the first end. Can they steal again in the second end? Larceny in the hearts of Team Kim. Final shot on its way for Jennifer Jones. Trying to redirect off of one of these stones. Small tap. Pushes it into the 4-foot. Single point. Nice shot. But a good result for Korea as well. They get last rock back and they are tied. Scores are tied at 1 after 2 ends of play. Attempted run back there. China clearing the guard. Rolls away to the wing. China with last rock here in 3, but there are 2 American stones in the rings. Sandra, let's talk for a moment about that playoff format. 6 teams will make the playoffs here at the Ford Worlds.
That looks like a boatload of ice.
How's the playoff system going to work this year?
Well, top 2 teams will go to semi-finals, their own semi-final, and await the winners of the 2 other quarterfinals, and the quarterfinals will be played by the teams ranked 3 through 6. So 6 teams have a chance to get through. And I believe if you're ranked number 1 into the 1 semi-final, you will play the worst ranked team either way, whatever team comes out of those quarterfinals.
Right, so if the 3rd place team plays the 6th place team in one quarter, and then the 4th place team plays the 5th place team in the other quarter, whichever survives those games, the lowest ranked team would play the top ranked team in the semifinal.
That's how I believe it to be.
I believe you're exactly correct.
Go, 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 keep going. Good.
No page playoff. Once the team reaches that playoff phase, it's straight knockout. Looking in at a game with definite playoff implications, it is Russia and the Czech Republic. Anna Kobeskova of the Czech Republic gave up a 2 in the first, a chance to get it right back. Sweepers seem pretty okay with the whole thing, and that's why. Right to the tee line. 2 points for the Czech Republic, and that game is tied after 2. We'll keep an eye on that one for you. Oh, nice double takeout by Team China, removing 2 American stones. Take another look here at Italy-Denmark. We mentioned Diana Gaspari generally having lots of rocks in play. She's trailing by 1. It's her final stone of the second end. Hard work by her sweepers. Oh, comes up short, and that was a draw for 2. It's only a single point for Italy. They are tied at 1. Opportunity lost for Gaspari.
Good. 9-4. What was it? She said 9-4. Okay. Came down pretty good.
Red stones belong to Team USA. They're lying 2. China's got the hammer here in end number 3, trailing by 2.
I thought it was just maybe a hair big on release, so I was a little bit.
Yeah, I slid a little slow.
Yeah, it was really good. It moves quite nicely.
Wang Rui. She's a Winter Olympian. Of course, the next Winter Olympics will be in China, in Beijing. 2022.
It's got to be some extra motivation to get to the Olympic Games, to be playing at home.
No kidding.
Could only imagine.
China is putting, as you'd expect, a massive effort in preparation for those Winter Olympics. Not only do they want to have their athletes competing well, but they actually want to get the entire population of the country involved in winter sports. They've got grand plans in just about every winter sport on the Winter Olympic program for increasing participation. And I've seen news reports and stories talking about things like constructing 500 new curling rinks over the next 4-year period, which is mind-boggling until you think there's 1.5 billion people there. So they might need 500 curling rinks to fit everybody on them, the people that want to play. The interest in curling having leapt up in Pyeongchang.
Well, it certainly puts a scare into the curling nations with the biggest pedigree, like Canada, Scotland, Sweden. Seeing how curling is evolving in Asia and how good the teams are getting, and of course just the number of people they have. You'd think they would generate quite a few good teams over the next few years, 10 years, 20.
No doubt about that. Nice shot there by Jamie Sinclair. Yes, 3 Pacific Asia region teams here in North Bay at the Women's Worlds, and all of them very competitive. China has been a world champion. Wang Bingyu.
It's not about just how many people you have, though. It's just about how you actually go about
developing your athletes in your sport in general, right?
How much funding goes into it, how you set it up. having good leaders, educating instructors, coaches, so on, so forth, and taking advantage of maybe some outside knowledge as well. You see small countries like Sweden are still doing very well in curling, but there's not that many people I love there, nor play the sport.
Good organization and good systems absolutely help. Freeze attempt here by Jiang Yilun. Just touches both of the American stones. Gettable, I would say, for Jamie Sinclair. There is a little side door to squeeze the Chinese stone out of there. China with the hammer. USA with a great chance to force them to take a single point.
Half a rock to nose. Okay. Does the trick. Should be decently straight. Yep. Easy peel. Yep.
Weight communications from Jamie Sinclair to her sweepers. Already in the hack, that's the starting block that the players begin their journey to the other end. Nice shot. USA lies 3.
It also rolls away there, so there's not really any pocket. So
Jiang Yilun is going to have to draw the 8-foot. Save the end. She's going to be looking at 3.
yeah, and just not much backing here, so just going to have to be the cool draw to the 8-foot.
Mission accomplished, though, for Team USA. Even if China scores, you've made them score a single point with the hammer, and you get hammer back in the 4th. Good end for Team USA. We'll take a look at the interval time between the hogs. T-line, we're thinking around the 14.1 number is the number. Jiang is up immediately to help sweep. I think she thinks it's light.
Oh, this could be trouble. 49.
Everybody on the brushes trying to drag it as far as they can. They need to get it full into that white 8-foot circle, and they do. Great team sweep there for China and a possible game saver. Single point. China scores 1. After 3 ends of play, it's the USA 2. China 1. Welcome back to the North Bay Memorial Gardens. Live curling action from the Ford World Women's Curling Championship 2018. Our feature match, USA versus China. First stone at the end, Yan Hui, Chinese lead. Long center guard.
Oh, it should be way farther away from his guard this time.
Seems to be a definite USA game plan here with the hammer sander. This is, again, the response to the center guard is a draw to the wing.
It's pretty defensive, but it works. If you're one up with hammer, it's basically telling your opponent, well, if you want to get something going here, you're going to have to take some risk. Ignore our stone on the wing. And if you make a mistake, that could be an extra point for us. Seeing how long that center guard is, you might wonder if they might throw a second one.
A live look at Russia, Czech Republic. This game is tied, but Victoria Moisieva already has one in the rings. This is a draw for 2.
Well, just played down here in the first end to score 2. Should feel pretty comfortable.
Deja vu all over again. A little bit strong. Is it going to stay in the rings? It's going to go deep. I think it's gone too deep. They're going to take a look at it. Might only be a single point.
Well, maybe the ice is just a little bit faster than 2 ends ago.
They'll measure it. We'll come back and have a look at that for confirmation of the score. It's a single point, at least for Russia. Not sure if they've got 2 or not. We'll let you know.
Yeah, it was a little bit strange. They were definitely sweeping that a little bit down the ice, but the ice do tend to quicken up a little bit after a few ends. And we do see that tight center guard from China. Seeing the first one so long, it's not really useful for them. And now looking to tick the tight center guard.
This one over curling, though. It's going to stay on the center line.
That is a bad mistake from Monica Walker. A little soft. Pretty much the same line we saw.
If it's through the middle, it's not as quick.
Yang Yilun throw in the second end. She crashed on the guard. Just to kind of edge of forefoot. Maybe just a tad slower inside the draw path.
Did you hear the players say it's a different path? It just ran a bit differently. Net result, great opportunity for China now.
So the path they're throwing here will be the quick one. This is where they were playing time and time again to determine the last stone advantage in the pre-game practice. So that's always a little bit quicker. Come all inside or outside. It could be a few feet till maybe even 10 feet slower. And that maybe caught them out there for Monica Walker.
Swooping now to carry it and get a little bit of curl, get some cover behind that center guard. Slides just past the tee line, but firmly behind cover. So it's time to pull the chute here for Jamie Sinclair, trying to open up the front.
Yep.
Vicky Persinger, player on this team from the state of Alaska. Small but passionate curling community in Alaska. Oh, nearly runs out the Chinese stone on a double run. Quite a challenge for competitive curling players in Alaska. Of course, they have to travel to the lower 48 for most of their curling tournaments. That's long distance and quite expensive.
It's not much colder than Alaska down here in North Bay at the moment. Actually, it's about the same.
It has been quite cool here in North Bay this week in the minus 12 range most of the week. This Chinese team from the city of Harbin in China, and they get serious winter there as well. One of the world's greatest ice carving festivals and winter festivals is in the city of Harbin. They celebrate winter. get the stone across the hog line. Has to go all the way across that black line to stay in play. They get it across. Well done.
If you take the guard, that's good. I'm thinking just control. Or do you
So
like
this
normal?
tense contest, top of the table battle between Canada and Korea. They're tied at 1. Redstone belonging to Canada in the back of the 8-foot appears to be shot rock.
You got it.
Is this a tap attempt being contemplated by Kim Un-jung? Now she's going to come down for a chat. Not quite sure about her shot selection.
Oh, yeah. Oh. Oh, oh.
Vicky Persinger,
Hard.
Team USA,
Hard. We're on the top.
clips the top one,
Yep. Hard.
moves 2 guards, leaves her own stone half covering the other Chinese center guard and protecting the shot rock. So good situation here for China. Good chance to set up for a steal now. Wang Wei. Kim Un-jung, after some discussion in the Canada-Korea game, seems to have made her shot choice. Won't be an easy one. Does look like she's going to try to tap her own stone forward. Nice guard there by China. It's just a straight out draw. Threads the needle, puts it on the 4-foot, easy as you like. Single point there for Team Korea. They take the lead 2-1. Nice stone there by Alex Carson, removing 2 of the Chinese guards.
Yeah, I know.
Still one annoying guard from the American perspective in front of the rings. 2 yellow stones disappear. Out-turn path is blocked, and now Wang Wei will try to replace that guard. Back away, says Zhang. Sweeping a little bit for Curl now, straddling the center line. Nice shot. Wanting to cover as much of both accesses into that center stone as they possibly could. Here's all the scores that we've got in this afternoon session here in North Bay. US 2-1 over China. Korea 2-1 over Canada. Italy leading Denmark 4-1, and Russia with a 4-2 lead over the Czech Republic.
Yeah, ended up winning that measure.
Cashing in the deuce, Alex Carlson. Well, setting everything in motion. Nice shot. That worked out well. Smile from Alex.
Yeah, no, that helps out. Touches almost everything in play. He was actually able to promote that redstone into the house. It'd be pretty cheeky if she put both of them in.
Angle clear, raise, double split.
The good part here is China can't really afford to try and guard this lone stone in the 4-foot anymore with 2 reds on the wing. So they'll be playing the double. And I might leave a double back for USA to maybe get out of this end, but at least it opens it up so USA can score.
Yeah, that's true, Sandra. The danger of a steal now is pretty much gone. Zhang Yilun, 71% for the tournament. Sweepers are on it immediately. They think it's an arrow. Now they're backing off. They must be close, and they are. Double takeout, very nice shot. China lies 2. Good sweeping, she says, and she's right. Well read. It's not only how hard you sweep, it's when you sweep. All the noise and yelling and curling, yeah, whoa, on, off. Anticipating the break point, knowing when the stone is going to curl. When you throw it harder, it goes straighter. It's all about judging when the stone is actually going to make its move.
I'm just going for nose. Yeah. Because the hit and roll, we're behind T. So.
Yeah, I still like this.
Just control. Okay.
I thought maybe they would have a crack at the double here. It's not too unnatural.
Speed's good.
Jamie Sinclair, she's playing 86% on takeout so far this week and this competition. But just playing the nose hit, I think, to maybe get a better angle on her last one. But might be worse, might be harder and impossible to make, depending on what China does on there next.
Stone in motion. Just a cross nose.
That's not going to help. A nose hit from China here, and there's no double. Be better to roll the other way, if anything.
Updating now our game, Italy versus Denmark. There are 3 Italian stones in the rings. Angelique Jensen from Denmark has to go out to the wide side. There is a center guard to negotiate.
This is really wide too. I wonder if it might be a bit slower out there.
Sweeper's trying to drag this stone into the rings, but it is going to come up short, and it is a steal of 3 for Italy. They take a 4-1 lead after 3.
Kudos for trying, but maybe it would have been safer to just draw to go up the one there. Play the Patino. And you see now the nose hit from China, no double. Still surprised she didn't even consider playing the double on the first one. She can throw some heat.
Yeah, Jamie Sinclair can throw the rock hard, no doubt about that.
Okay, hair low side's good. Yep.
It's to hit and stick to score a single point. Mission accomplished for China. They get the force. Final stone of the 4th end for Jamie Sinclair. Really big, say the sweepers. That's a bad sign when you're trying to hit and stick. Finishes nicely though. Sticks around, and it is a single point for the USA. A little concern from the sweepers was unwarranted. That one nicely on the nose after 4 ends of play. USA 3, China 1.
I don't think I would throw that very. Yeah, sorry. I was like, why?
4 games in progress here on a Wednesday afternoon. North Bay at the Ford World Women's Curling Championships 2018. Our feature match is the USA facing China. The USA takes 1 in the 4th to go out to a 3-1 lead. China with last rock here in the 5th end of this 10-end contest. Stone is biting the rings. China could hit it if they want to, but the last rock, they're going to throw up a corner guard.
Yep, usually when you're down 2, all you want to do is score 2 back. Quite rare you go for the blank down 2. Sometimes if you're down 1, you might consider blanking, just keeping the last stone. But for now, China is all about scoring as many points as possible.
Corner guard set. Monica Walker.
Line's good. Line's good. Coming down. This is 6. 7. Line's good. Easy. Spin around. It's all there. He's nice.
Tuck around that stone on the top of the 12-foot. Going to slide just past the tee line, back of the 4-foot. Red circle, 4 feet in diameter. USA lies 2. Perfectly buried, nice shot. And we see China going to the offense. Going to play a freeze shot. They're going to try to draw their stone directly in front of that American rock in the 4-foot circle. Yan Hui. You like this call, Sander? Freezing the back?
Yeah, you might see some other teams maybe try and make a play off the top stone here. Head and roll, maybe even a split, or even just draw straight around the corner. But any aggressive call is good by me.
Oh, that still looked like it picked something up, didn't it? It really grabbed around the top 8-foot circle. Looking really good, and then it came to a sudden stop. See Jamie Sinclair doing a little maintenance there. See the smile on the faces. Yeah, I wired it, and then it just kind of ground to a halt.
Well, might be better there, though. You come fully frozen, USA might just come right on top and sit shot stone. That's, if anything, it's not the worst pickup I've seen.
No. I've definitely had worse than that.
If we run it and peel everything till they draw behind their corner.
American flag behind American skip, Jamie Sinclair. Vicky Persinger.
Lot of room. Lot of room. Come on, if any. Careful. Line's good. Line's good. Room still. Hard on. 3. Hard on.
The stone is going to come just to the top 12-foot.
Just get out in a new track. Yeah.
A live look at Russia, Czech Republic. Yellow stone belonging to the Czechs is in the 4-foot. Nothing but 2s so far in this game. And a chance for a 2 here for Anna Kubeskova, but she's got a lot of stones to negotiate to get into the 8-foot circle.
Yeah, you can see where the broom is placed from Bardashova, coming really wide, so probably going to be a bit of a guess out here.
It's the kind of stone you want to hit early to keep it wide. And they're safely by the guards. Now it's a question of the weight. Oh, nice shot.
Wow, really good draw.
2 points for the Czech Republic, and they've tied it up. Very good game.
Good couple feet.
4 deuces and 4 ends.
Yeah, that's as perfect as you can get with last rock, really. Talked about the basic strategy of curling. When you've got last rock, you want to score 2 or more. It's happened every time.
Hammer efficiency 100% so far.
Yes, indeed. Force efficiency 0. Persinger throwing some weight, trying to remove at least one Chinese stone. She does, gets the inside roll. Well, warning lights flashing now for Jiang Yilun. Lots of American stones, only one solitary Chinese rock in the rings. It's the shot rock, but uh-oh. American stones everywhere else. And look at how they're angled. She's looking at it. Red thin on the outside could pick her shot stone off. If she draws her own stone in front, if she draws in front of her own stone, it will absolutely be lined up. China's got the hammer and the shot stone, but they're a bit worried now, Sander, about those raises.
Yeah, I think there's a pretty decent chance to play the triple on these, though. To catch this top red on the center line side, it goes a bit around the horn. You might roll the shooter onto the rings as well. But that's not what they're thinking to do here.
Jiang Jindi. These stones could go just about anywhere. Where will they go? Safely past her own. Removing one American stone, leaving her own stone sitting just in front of the rings. Might be able to use that later. Drives the red stone across the face of her own, leaving it safely on the button.
I like the freeze. It's a pretty good force opportunity. I like the freeze a lot. I think the speed will be similar. I just saw. Yeah. I feel like a 4 and it was back 8. I'm good. I'm good. Top 8. We're close. 5, 6. Bit. Mom. Wait then. Wait then. I'm good. I'm good. Room. 5. Room. 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 6. Room. Whoa.
Lots of room, says Jamie Sinclair.
Vic, Vic, finish it. Vic.
Well by the guard.
We're good. No bounce. Sit. No bounce.
China still lying 1. American stone now corner frozen against it.
Nice weight. 401. They go dead sideways at the end, thankfully.
Yellow stone belongs to China. Looking to freeze this stone, Sander. Do you like this shot, or would you look to try and slightly move it? Maybe sacrificing shot rock to set up a 3?
Yeah, I can see that. Just try and wiggle loose that red stone to be removed later. Just freeze here. You never know when USA might just switch gears.
Got to get it by this top one first. They're by it. Across the stone, sitting in 3rd shot position.
It would have been good if they were half checked on the inside there.
Yeah.
Would have left the yellow run.
Yep.
Just over curls a bit too much. Made it too good.
Too good, yes.
So I think you'll see USA just follow here and try and sit in that pocket.
Looking live at Canada, Korea. Korea with a 2-1 lead. Canada with the last rock here in end number 4. They are lying 1. Question for Jennifer Jones is, how do you get another one in there? Looks like she's going to try to play a hit on the Korean stone and roll it in to the forfeit area to try and get her second point. Oh, great shot there by Jennifer Jones. Hit inside roll, scores 2. Canada now with a 3-2 lead. Very nice shot, to the delight of the hometown crowd here in North Bay. Stones clustering in the 4-foot circle. Yellow stone belongs to China. They've got last rock. Now I think you could safely bump that front American stone, Sander. If you got to nose with back 8-foot weight enough to push that stone, you're going to disturb your own rock on the way by, but you might save it in the edge of the 4-foot, and you could leave yourself potentially lying 1, maybe 2. The thing of that shot option, of course, is you have to get to nose or even slightly across. Jamie Sinclair flips on.
Looking at that run back, I was just going to say that's an option. You can run, make the double. Might want to save it for later, though. Hate to miss it now. Yellowstone could do you much good later on.
3 rocks to come for China. Wang Rui.
Playing this with quite some weight.
Jump it immediately. This is going to flirt with that center guard. I think it's all over it. Yes, it is.
I'm surprised they play that weight.
Me too.
Kind of agree with you. Just come down, maybe just tap it. Make sure you sit on top. Leave the shooter in a usable spot. The only good thing here for Wang Rui is it is more in the open now.
Team USA is going to be a bit careful. China does have the hammer. And now there is an open path to the shots in the 4-foot.
I don't think it's going to move a ton. I don't think so either. I don't mind it like edge. Do you like here? I don't mind if we're just a little tighter. Split edge. Split edge. Do you like this?
Well, they're going to make a play at the Chinese stones. It's almost certainly going to jam on the stone at the back of the 4-foot.
You guys like this?
Yeah, I don't really think there's anything else. Are you
so.
crossing this?
No. I'm
Doesn't
hitting
look so
those
bad from
first.
this angle as far as the jam
A hair
goes.
high. Yeah, 3/4 high.
Yeah, I think it'll still move here.
Might be some drag effect on these stones that could send the back of the 2 yellow stones more in the direction of that stone in the back of the 4-foot.
Easy peel. Yeah. Okay.
We're going to catch this quite thick, so maybe hoping the thicker you hit the top yellow, the less drag. Maybe squeeze it out.
There's quite a gap between the stones, so they may not get that much drag.
It's only one way to find out.
We're going to know in a minute, folks. Here it comes, Jamie Sinclair. Big weight. That's a heater. Well, it's not easy peel. If that's easy peel, I don't know about heavy peel. Moves the Chinese stones off the 4-foot. Leaves the USA lying 3.
And I could see got some movement on the back one there. Caught it so thick, didn't really drag that much. But they're still in the house.
Little concern on the face of Sinclair. Realizing perhaps, as you've just mentioned, Sander, that even though America is lying 3, those 2 yellow Chinese stones are still potential counters. China can probably eliminate 2 of them here. She hits directly where the brush being held by Wang Rui is. Could eliminate 2, and depending on the contact point, possibly 3. Here it comes. Stones in motion. Pretty good job. It opens up the 4-foot, and China is lying 2nd and 3rd shot. USA still lying 1. That improves the situation for China. Sets up a possible 2 at least.
Man, I thought I would jam on that side one all day. Yeah, that was not close.
Yeah, she draws. Or hits.
Are we sitting shot? Yeah, we're one in the back.
Right? Because I knows this, she knows this for 2. Right. That's a tough shot. You can't really hit and roll.
Smile on the face of Qilun.
We're shot in the back. Well, I've been throwing
finished over here in the first. And I was like almost edge of 8 foot. I think that looks pretty good.
Seems they're going to draw, Sander.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah, solidly.
You could play the hit and roll off the top yellow.
Nice.
Might leave a double for 2.
Do you like that broom?
Well, you draw here. Find a half decent spot. You're most definitely forcing.
Buried around that yellow corner.
Okay. It looks like a lot, but I don't think it is.
Once we get an Al Hackner double.
How's the weight?
Then double around the corner. Could be there.
It's been nice here.
Hair less than my heavy one.
There's a yellow there, though. So
Only got to hit a quarter.
Yeah, exactly. Piece of the 4, guys. Yep.
Just under a quarter, you might make it. Anyways, let's see what Jamie Sinclair does first.
half buried. Try and sit 2. Should be good enough. See if she has her draw weight this time.
Jamie said light, right out of hand. Gotta go, say the sweepers. They're not even lifting their heads. Heads down, working hard, trying to get it around this top stone, but it's going to clip it on.
Trouble.
Yeah, all of a sudden, it is an open hit for 3.
Okay, well, pretty light. It's not bad, actually.
Heard it the moment she released it. She said light. Can Jiang Yilun convert this opportunity? China's been trailing throughout the game, but a chance to take the lead right here. There you see, she has to navigate between those stones right up the center line. If she can nose hit that stone in the back, China will count 3. Quite a tight brush, Sander. Looks like she's going to throw a reasonable amount of weight at this. Didn't like the slide. This one is narrow. And it crashes the guard. Bad mistake for China and a huge let off for the Americans. It's a steal of 1. You could hear it in her voice as she was sliding. Just an it was not a good slide. It's a steal for the Americans and a real bullet dodged. USA leads at 4-1 after 5. Highlights from our feature match. USA versus China in the second end. USA skip Jamie Sinclair.
Love it. It's all there, but
with a chance to score 3, but the draw is going to be heavy. Just through the 8 foot. It is only 2 for the USA. Leading it 2-0. Third end facing 3. China's Jiang Yilun. Needs the 8 foot to score. Great sweeping by her teammates. Get it into that 8 foot for a single point. USA 2, China 1.
10. Right on nose. Okay. Hair low side's good.
Fourth end, Jamie Sinclair facing 2. Needs to hit and stick to score.
Never. So, we're almost a 9.
Sits in the 4 foot, single point for the USA to give them a 3-1 lead after 4. Here's all the scores at the halfway point of our feature match. USA leading it 4-1. Canada versus Korea. Canada with a 3-2 lead. Italy, Denmark. Italy leading it 4-1. Russia and the Czech Republic are all tied up at 4. We'll keep an eye on all of those games for you here at the Ford World Women's Curling Championship 2018.
And then Vicky will peel.
Yeah, it's hard to tell because the paths are really weird and they do different. That's what I noticed last time we played on the sheet. Like, you can't predict what the path's going to do. It's not logical. It's changing. It's fluctuating. Yeah. The crowd makes a huge difference. Never had to like have an educated guess on a path.
USA discussing
even
ice conditions.
Yes, and we already talked about that. Yeah.
Team China enjoying a healthy snack. Earlier in the week saw Wang Rui applying a banana to her eyelids in a mysterious kind of a way. No bananas here in the afternoon. They'll be disappointed. They had a huge chance to get themselves in front on the scoreboard. You don't get many of those chances in the course of a match like this. Here are the head-to-head statistics. Not too much to pick in the shooting percentage department, but a stolen end for the USA. That big steal in 5, that was really a 4-point swing. That's the difference in the game. USA leading it 4-1. Team USA fans in the stands here at the North Bay Memorial Gardens enjoying what they're seeing. Their team is 3 up at the break, 10 ends to play. If the scores are tied after 10, we will play an extra end.
Yeah.
USA would love to not play an extra end. They lost an extra end game earlier today to Korea.
95. After the mop. Yeah, and we'll just be careful. Might glide a little nicer.
Both of these teams coming into this game on 3 and 4 win-loss records. USA's remaining games after this game against China include Denmark, Germany, Czech Republic, and Canada. Monica Walker.
Line's good.
Sandra, these teams do the math, and they'll be reaching the conclusion that 7 wins are going to be required to get you to the playoffs. So both of these teams know a win here means you got to go
Like late tank.
3 and 2 the rest of the way.
Well, some teams try not to focus on it. Some teams say they don't even look
And I will tell you
at
that
the scoreboard.
I'll tell you that they're all lying.
There's always some players that will love to have a look at the schedule and try and figure out what could happen, what games we need to win, so on. And you'll have some players that just don't want to even think about it, feel like you're jinxing it, just want to take it one game at a time. So there's different mental approaches to it. You know, sometimes a team will agree on one thing, but one player can't help but just have a look by themselves.
Every team I've ever played on in my entire life in a tournament setting like this with a round robin is always looking at the draw. You can't do anything about it. You have to play all the games. And once the game's actually in progress, you are just playing the game in front of you. But this is all about getting yourself to the podium at the end of the exercise, and you can't get to the podium if you don't make the playoffs. Let's have a look at Italy versus Denmark. The Italians leading this one 4-1. Angelina Jensen with a chance here to get 2 of them back. Just needs full 8 foot. Going to slide deep in the rings. Will it hang around? Yes, it will. 2 points for Denmark. They tighten that one up. It is Italy 4, Denmark 3 after 5. China with last rock advantage here in our feature match.
Do you like the guard? Might be able to catch it.
It's pretty thin.
Steep, yeah.
Even if it's just straight peel.
Half.
Percentage play here by Team USA, Sender.
Yeah, like this. Just peel the corner guard. It's the most dangerous stone right here. The other one is on the center line, so it's hard to split the house, and they're going to have to move that red stone at some point. And if China wants to play the hit and roll, sit 2 now, well, they're going to have to keep that up for the entire end.
Nice clearing shot there by Vicky Persinger.
Just keep things in the open. That's the best thing for USA. Could have seen China just throw another guard or two, let USA peel it, maybe delay the offensive move here coming into the house. We'll let USA have a few cracks at maybe getting a double. At the same time, maybe thinking, well, we didn't get the best setup here. We'll go early, and if it doesn't work out, we can blank. But with 3 down, might start to think about taking a bit more risk.
This would be a very good end to score in for China, being an even end.
Yeah, basically there's more even ends than odd ends. So if you can score an even ends, you score one more time and then your opponent. That's the basic thought.
Looking in here, Canada, Korea, 5 Canadian stones behind the tee line. Final stone on its way here for Kim Un-jung. She's in tough, looking at 5.
It seems to be a hit rather than a draw. Lots of captures.
Lots of backing, no doubt about that. Makes it perfectly. It's a single point for Korea. That one is tense as you'd expect. 2 teams near the top of the table. Canada unbeaten. Korea on a single loss coming into this draw. They are tied. Keep an eye on that one for you. Feature game. 2 Chinese stones in the 4-foot circle. After some discussion, it's going to be an attempted come-around freeze here for Zhang Xindi. Bringing that play around the center guard. China with the last rock here on the 6th. Given the way the rocks are set up a center, I don't mind this call. Needs to curl though. Coming to rest in between their own 2 stones. That's a really nice shot.
Should be possible for USA to get 2 yellows going here though. Just hit the metal yellow. The 2 others should go. Need to throw a bit of weight.
Alex Carlson. 98% in this game. She's having a very nice game. Whoa, she says. Looks a bit concerned. Is it going to curl enough to get contact on the front stone? Yes, it does. Moves 2 Chinese stones out of the rings. Nice shot.
I have no idea.
Going to replay.
Just sliding a little too far that way.
Catches it thin because they were welded.
Like the shooter sprung really hard.
Enough momentum to push 2 Chinese stones out. Wang Rui. 2-point end still definitely on here for Team China. Comes parallel to their own shot. No double takeout for the Americans. China lies 2. Good shot.
Even if we nose, it's tough to get a little inside with control. That's okay. Nose is good, huh?
I think Jamie wants the inside roll.
I like board.
Yep, she wants to throw board weight.
Heavy board.
A little bit less than full takeout weight. That allows the stone to curl a little bit more. Jamie Sinclair is looking for a little bit of roll behind the cover of that center guard.
You know, you want to be defensive and play it simple, but just with a 3-point lead, you can't step away from playing aggressive shots or good shots. I mean, you have to play a little bit more. Can't make it too easy for China.
Nose hit. No inside roll for Carlson. Now's the turn of China to try and get a little bit of inside cover. Wang Rui. Waiting for this stone to move as well. It's well by the guard. Gonna roll out to the wing. Sweeping behind the stone. I'm not sure what that's going to do for it.
That little tiny girl. At least roll towards it. Not all the way behind. So yeah.
I think normal here.
I even feel like it's not going to move quite that much.
Just nose, I think. Make them play.
Good result, though, for China. If you're not going to roll behind the guard, Sanders, splitting the house like that, it's a pretty good result.
Yeah, I'd say so.
Normal.
It's a pretty tough roll for Sinclair.
Roll. Behind the center. Okay. Should be pretty straight.
Might be a little bit fresh out here. We haven't played much.
Okay.
Our third stone, Alex Carson. Holding the target line. For the game.
9-5, 9-2. They're hot. Yep. Yep. Hard. Yep. Hard. Yep. Hard. Yep. Hard.
Inside roll. Maybe going to get some cover behind that center guard. Wow, that works out.
That is really good.
6-foot roll, 3/4 behind the center guard.
That works.
Really nice.
Call.
That's one of those ones that looks like you should roll over a 12-foot.
Yeah. How's the weight?
Can Zhang get enough contact, do you think, Sander, on this one to push it through the rings?
I think they're just playing the freeze here.
Looks like it, doesn't it? Maybe 6% in this game, well above her tournament average. So, Zhang Yilun, a good game, but that one big miss in the 5th inning really being costly. Really need this stone in the 4-foot, but I think it's going to come up just short. It's going to be just biting that 8-foot circle. Full in the 8. Shang Xindi. Gave it everything she had on the sweep, but it comes up short.
This floated, so middle. You got it.
Well, tough call by Sinclair. Doesn't even think about it. Wants to play the draw. But you just throw the guard here. It'd be very tough for China to score to. If you ever draw, chisel off, come deep, you might leave a double for 3.
I don't mind getting a piece tucked.
You did see that situation earlier in the match. From a control situation, all of a sudden China had a shot for 3.
Looks like max ice, but I don't think so. Okay.
Yeah, sometimes you can overcomplicate the simple, can't you, Sander? You've got a stone in there, you've got guards in front of it. sometimes just protect it.
I don't mind the call, but just looking at the draws Sinclair's played so far in the game, I'm almost a little surprised she's that confident of making it.
She's a talented player, there's no doubt about that.
A perfect draw here is a really good result. You could steal even 1 and 2. This one's a little heavy. It's got some room. Gonna make sure not to leave a double here, so want to get past the red at least.
Slides deep and all the way into the back 12 foot.
Takes away the 3 at least.
It does.
Not sure how easy it would be to tap that out. Apparently not easy at all. Oh yeah, taking a look here. Would you not think maybe able to tap it out for 2?
Gosh, you'd have a go, wouldn't you? It's you have to move that stone about 2 feet.
From the top looks easier.
Yeah, from this view, it looks like there's tons of real estate.
Sometimes you'll see a skip change their mind setting in the
There's
hack.
the view from the hack, and that red stone at the back 4 foot is perfectly buried, so much less tempting from this direction.
It's very tough though. So drawing for 1 here, you stay alive, that's for sure.
Definitely a situation where you must score, no doubt. Not laying a brush to it. This one is tracking. Will it stop in time? I don't think so, Sander. This one is going to slide deep into the 8 foot all the way through, and it's another steal for the USA. Heavy on the draw attempt by Jiang Yulun, and USA steal another one. After 6 ends of play, they jump out to a commanding 5-1 lead.
Did you see mine, like, warp over?
I mean, I gave like 2-3 inches more ice for myself than you, but I had to get around.
We're in North Bay at the Memorial Gardens. You're enjoying live action from the Ford World Women's Curling Championship 2018. Feature game USA with a commanding 5-1 lead over China. Hans Frauenleib with you. I'm joined by Sander Rullevag. Tough road back now for Team China, Sander. What would their game plan be here in end number 7? Do you just really gamble everything? Or do you just play for a deuce and think about stealing your way home?
I think you're pretty close to taking some bigger risks here. 4 down. You know, sometimes when the hammer's not working for you,
get rid of it.
Just score the 1 and then maybe start stealing. You've seen many times before in games where the momentum will really change when the hammer switches place. Yeah, scored 2. You're only down by 2. Definitely start stealing away. Even force and try and score 2 back. And that may be steal, so no need to take any unnecessary risks, but you want to try and keep some stones in play here and make it a bit difficult for USA.
Yeah. Needs to start right here for Team China. Take a look at this important game between Russia and Czech Republic. Red stone belongs to Russia's Victoria Moiseeva.
We did have 1 blank in the 5th, so
finally a non-deuce.
Yeah.
Will this be yet another 2-point end in this game? The winner of this game will be very much in the playoff frame. This stone comes to rest just at the back of the button. 2 points for Russia. They lead it 6-4.
I got just a hair less, which makes like to right to. Yeah.
Red stones belong to the USA.
So a little bit better.
There might be a problem where they're lying half checked, staggered. It's definitely something China can use as a guard, come around, and be tough to get to the stones because they're half checked. Really wanted those online.
Right up there at the rotation. Players deliberately apply rotation as they're releasing the rock. Sometimes you think, well, wouldn't you want the rock to go perfectly straight? And you don't throw the handle, you don't turn it at all. It's a bit like quality golfers. Very few top quality golfers hit the ball perfectly straight. They usually curve it left or right, but in a very controlled way. It's the same idea with a curling stone.
Except here it's just virtually impossible to make it go straight.
I've seen guys on my team do it. Not intentionally, mind you, but
Yeah.
that guy on my team might be me. No, it is very difficult to throw a stone with no rotation at all. It's not desirable. The less rotation, you see some players throw very light rotation on their stones, and you'll see the stone curl completely differently as a result.
Yeah, even if you try and throw it straight and then you do, just because the slight pull somewhere on the ice will just make the stone start to rotate some way. So you might even see it go zigzagging across the ice.
Yeah.
It's really the only way to make a choice. Of course, if you throw it really hard, I'll go pretty much dead straight.
Little nudge there, an attempted freeze, but leaving a small gap. Jamie Sinclair playing the percentages up 4.
Kind of like to draw in around the reds instead here than the freeze. Be a lot more lethal. You can draw around. Yeah. USA peels the guard. You come around once more. You get 2 buried in behind 2 staggered stones. Then USA is going to have to start making some choices if they want to start switching gears, throwing a guard, or try and move those reds, leaving China with 2 in the back.
Thank you, Persinger. Clearing guards nicely. China now going to try and throw another freeze, try to throw their stone right in front of their own. Zhang Xindi. Fractionally over curls. Perfect weight. Let's take a look in at Italy versus Denmark. Italy leading at 4-3, but there are 3 Danish stones in the rings. Final stone coming here for Diana Gaspari.
Normally a very good drawer, Diana. Having to come a little wider. Big sweep.
Linea buona, they like the line, but I don't know about the weight. Oh, they're trying to get it into that white 8-foot circle, but it comes up short, and it's a steal of 3. Denmark now leading that one 6-4. USA making a play on this Chinese stone. Well, clips their own. All of a sudden now China with a chance to make a little bit of a play in center. All of a sudden there's a chance for a 2 or a 3 here for China.
That bad throw from Carlson.
Do you like this call of 1 more freeze? I kind of do, actually, if they can make it.
Yeah.
It's a way to generate a 3. There are 4 stones to come here for China. They're going to have a chat about it. It's an important moment. They got a good chance now to get right back in the game. They've got the hammer here on end number 7. Be a bit dangerous, but you could freeze another one right on top of your stone on top of the 12-foot and say to Jamie Sinclair, okay, throw a hit at it, kill your own, leave us lying 3 potentially. Problem is if you try that and you don't make it well and you reposition those stones, you maybe set up a double or a triple takeout and take yourself out at the end. Could also draw around them and into the back of the 8-foot because they are slightly staggered and offset. What will it be for Wang Rui?
Looks like the draw around.
I like this call, actually.
Curling too much.
By. Well, changes the angle on her stone in the front as well. That's a bad miss. Watch the angle change. Just rubs that stone. Now the yellow stones remain frozen, but now that's not going to jam hard on the red stone anymore. USA going to hit the stone in the open. China getting opportunities, Sander, but they're really just not closing the door. Nose hit.
That's exactly it. Whenever they have a really good opportunity to put pressure on USA, they haven't quite been able to. And even when they haven't really been able to cash in either, especially on the last shot.
Now you could make a play on those 2 yellows, push the red on the 4-foot back in the house. Squirt your yellow maybe behind the corner of the American stone on the right-hand side. I'm not sure I'd want to be disturbing those yellow stones if you're not going to be making a play at it. They are angled still pretty well on that American rock on the top 4-foot. 3 stones to come for China. They look to have settled to be making a play on that right-hand red stone as we're looking at it from her overhead. What would you play in this situation, Sander? What would you like?
Trying to think here. I'm not sure if I like the hit, so you might leave a double or a triple.
That's what I worry about too.
You could almost maybe still, with 3 stones to go, maybe try and freeze in there. Tap the stone just a few inches, really lock it in. You would be leaving USA sitting 2, but you could get some good angles that way.
Well, maybe not a triple takeout for the Americans, but there is a double takeout there.
On the inside, can you unlock this guy over? Yeah. Yeah, I think that's
Well, Carlson and Sinclair, have a look at this. Have a look at this on the game. Canada, Korea. Look at that. It's a logjam in and around the forefoot. The Yellowstones belong to Korea. They're lying 2.
Kim Eun-jung just played a really nice little slash hit and roll to get to the button.
Normal. There's not enough space, Caitlin. I'd have to throw three quarters, like a hair low side. Yeah. Try to punch that top yellow over just a little bit, unlock them.
Final stone in the hands of Jennifer Jones, gold medalist at the Sochi Winter Olympics, but in really tough here, big weight.
See if she can score here. It might just be to give up the 1. Yeah, will jam on the wing. I'm not sure if she could do much better than that, really.
Steal of 1 for Korea. Korea now in front in this one by a score of 4-3. USA moving 2 Chinese stones. One of them goes out of the rings, but China lying second and third shot. And now they are angled fantastically for China. They can nose hit the American stone and remove both of the American rocks.
Yeah, and then a fleece of dust went off. So she does.
See the stone coming in. Glances both of the Chinese rocks, repositioning them. All about the angles on this end. And the angles are now very good for China. If they can nose hit this stone right behind the brush of Wang Rui, both of the red rocks will go flying out of the rings. China would be lying 3. Jamie Sinclair can only look on. Good news for her, this is not the last rock of the end, so she might have a chance, even if China makes here, to remove a couple of Chinese stones. Big shot here, though. China trying to get back in the game. 1, 2. It is a raised double takeout. Well played. Zhang Yilun. China lies 3.
I think the nose is probably the easiest, but you're.
Angles were all set up for this one, Sander. Short angle in. American stones are gone.
Well, no easy double.
We've been talking about the angles. The angles are still not great
Okay.
for Team USA.
Sometimes you're just hoping for them to leave something very automatic.
I mean, it's pretty cute to that top one. Yeah, if you ever do this, so you're still okay? Yeah.
It's not super easy. You can either play the double on the 2 yellows on the right, just straight back.
Hitting the far right one
They're
slightly first.
going to hit this in the pocket
Yep.
of the 2 lower yellows. Catch it pretty thin.
The one on my side.
Yeah, her travel path is right up the middle, right where she's got the brush. That's exactly where she wants to hit.
I mean, if it overcurls, I can take yours first, make it the other way, but.
I don't think she wants to flirt with that top one. It is there, but wants to get by the top one, hit the 2 stones behind it.
No.
Big weight. No is the call. That's a little bit wide.
No.
Makes the double, spills forward out of the house, but there's a job done for Jamie Sinclair. Cuts down the damage. Updating all of our scores now. USA leading this one 5-1. Korea with a 4-3 lead over Canada. Denmark 6-4 over Italy, and Russia 6-5 now over the Czech Republic. Takes the 3 out of play, but a chance for 2 here for China. Last stone. Zhang Yilun needs to draw the house. Sweeper's on it immediately. They're worried about the weight. They think it's light. This one is not sliding very far at all. Will they get it to the house? Will they get it to the house? I don't know. Will they get it there? Yes, they do. Fantastic sweeping by Team China. They needed every centimeter of that trip. 2 points. Great shot. That's one where you say to your sweepers, I owe you a drink. 5-3. USA leads it after 7. Time clocks in the background. That's the amount of thinking time they have left to complete their shots. Both of the teams have a comfortable amount of playing time remaining. China back in the game with that deuce in the 7th. Yan Hui gets it going here on the 8th end. USA will have last rock leading by 2. It's live curling at the Ford World Women's Curling Championships 2018. Hans Frauenlob here with Sander Wilbach. Big deuce for the Chinese in the 7th, Sander, and gives them a glimmer. Here we see the comparisons at the lead position. Both leads having a good game. Yan Hui, 96%. Monica Walker at 88. Solid play by both of them.
The lead's going to be a lot more important now in the next couple of few ends for Yan Hui to throw the center guards, all the guards they're able to throw for the last 3 ends here, but also for Monica Walker to make shots like that. Just absolutely beautiful.
That's a tick shot. That stone was in the free guard zone, which meant the Americans could not remove it from play, but they could reposition it, and that's exactly what Monica Walker did. That shot is called a tick shot, and that was perfect. Just as second stone players pride themselves on making the double clears on guards as their signature shot, the lead players love to make that tick shot when they can make it like that. That's a real point of pride at the lead position. China resets that center guard. Free guard zone still in effect. We'll have a look at Italy and Denmark. Danish stone sitting in the rings. Final stone on its way for Diana Gaspari. Has to hit and stick to score. Good looking shot. Right on the nose. Might have been a blank attempt actually, but regardless, it's a single point for Italy. And Denmark leading that one 6-5 after 7. Monica Walker again with the tick, pushes the Chinese stone to the side, but that one is just biting the 12-foot circle.
Still pretty good. Keeps the center open.
Center's wide open.
Plan for USA here is just to score one. Really, they'll be 3 up. They can almost afford to give up a 3, and they'll be tied. Coming home with hammer, would be pretty happy with that. Probably try and play it safe to give up a 2. 1 up with hammer would be a huge advantage for the last end.
Right. So just locking that in, Sandra. The end objective for Team USA in this end, keep it as open as possible. The objective just to score a single point. That would be fine.
Yeah, almost playing this like it's the final end of the game.
Comparison of the second players. Vicky Persinger with a slight statistical advantage over Zhang Jindi. Clearing shot here by Persinger. Wants to get rid of that center guard.
Could catch the one on the wing too.
Yes, she does. Slightly improving the guard from the Chinese perspective. It's a little bit closer to the center, but that 8-foot circle, mostly available.
Catch that thinner, you might maybe catch the yellow on the wing in the house, and maybe open it up the left-hand side a wee bit.
It's true. Reading angle is such a big part of the sport of curling. Zhang Jindi. More hard work for the Chinese brushers. Boy, have they worked today. Sweeping that last stone of the final end for the crucial second point and taking that one coast to coast as well. They'll sleep well tonight. Persinger again making a play on the center guard.
Skinny piece works as well. Yeah. Good. Nice ticks.
So a situation for China, Sandra, that given what you were saying about the American game plan, forcing the Americans to take one from their point of view, no good at all. They really have to steal here, don't they? So they'll be thinking more guards than getting around corners, but they are trying to come around the corner now.
Forster still in it, but a steal would be preferable.
China now lying 2. Sometimes you can go for the no-risk steal, which is just accumulate stones and make your opponent throw a draw and hope you get a miss. Maximum effort to get it by the guard. Very well done. Nice shot. Great team shot.
I don't mind this one. Would I just peel it through? You're saying they come around?
Running this one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I don't really love this.
No, we're never doing that. No.
But I don't mind this.
Okay. 3/4.
The debate, Sander, run back the higher guard or angle run in the lower guard?
Yeah, also thinking about maybe just drawing here. Come around the corner, freeze it, take away both the L's in the house. Alex Carlson's throwing 95% on her 5 draws so far. You'd think she'd have a pretty good guess, and you would still leave the center pretty open. Missed a run back here. China comes around again, so it's 3, takes away the freeze. But if it's made, it's all good.
Decisions made. It will be the angle run. Trying to drive their stone onto the Chinese rock. Nice shot. China immediately saying, okay, good shot, but we're going to corner freeze it anyways.
I bet center.
91% for Alex Carlson, a nice game.
Thankfully, it doesn't really
Line
curl
rate
there.
86. Solid game as well at the third position. Nice play by both of these teams. USA with the hammer here in the 8th end. But it's China trying the freeze. Don't want to bounce, but they're just going to be fractionally past it. Not bad though. Behind the guard. Something to think about anyways for Team USA. While they're thinking we'll sneak a peek at this pulsating game between Korea and Canada. Once again, look at all the rocks in play. Redstone belongs to Canada on the back of the button. They're line 1. Challenge for Canada's Jennifer Jones. How can you wedge another one in there? You're going to have to draw it to the top of the button. What a game.
Theirs have way more rotation than ours, so. Yeah. You think 4-0 for T-line? I like that.
Tough, tough shot for Jennifer Jones. If she makes this one, this crowd will explode. It's close. Oh, not quite. So close. Maybe 2 inches extra weight than was required. They're going to look at it, but I would say that Korean stone is second shot. We'll come back for the confirmation of the score on that one. Single point for Canada for sure. Great try there by Jennifer Jones. Jamie Sinclair and Alex Carlson surveying. They're up 2. They've got the hammer. Their stone is in the back of the 8-foot. Zheng Yilun needs to make a play on it. Looking for a little bit of an inside roll to create a bit of a gap, but not a bad shot. China's line 2.
I mean, we're for sure only getting 1 if we do that, but I think that's okay. Yeah.
1 is definitely okay.
Okay, I hit a 10 on hers. I think that looks nice. You got it.
Jamie Sinclair, 80%. Zheng Yilun, 73.
And we'd still be behind T, so. Just control, guys. There you go.
No turn hit for Jamie Sinclair. Bit of urgency in the voices of the Americans. Hold the line well, and it gets to the nose, and the USA allows 1. Well, there's the reason for the cheer. On sheet B, it was a measure, but Canada scored 2. That puts them in front by a score of 5-4. On sheet C, Denmark were holding a narrow 6-5 lead over Italy, and on sheet D, Russia 6, Czech Republic 5. Such an important game for the Americans. trying to close this one out. They're holding a 2-point lead. The Chinese are making them work for it. China also have the playoffs in their sights. They're trying to pull this one back. They know a little bit about comeback victories earlier in the week. China was playing Russia. They trailed by 3 points in the final, and then they scored 4 to win it. Need to keep this one for second shot, but no, it's going to roll out of the rings. That relieves the pressure a little bit on Team USA. Let's have a quick look at Russia, Czech Republic. Russian stones in the back 12-foot circle. Russia's lying 2. And it looks like a draw for 3 here for Victoria Moiseeva. This would be huge. This stone coming right to the tee line, so it's a huge 3-point end for Russia. That gives them control. Big game for them. And a huge game here for Jamie Sinclair and her American teammates. China's lying 1, drawing, needs full 8 foot to count the point. Sweepers have got their heads down. They're never leaving it. They need to get full in the white 8-foot circle to count. And they get it there comfortably. Nice work by the American sweepers, taking it all the way to the tee line. Single point for the USA. A crucial one in the 8th end. Nice saver for Jamie Sinclair. USA leading it by a score of 6-3. Near capacity crowd here at the North Bay Memorial Gardens on a Wednesday afternoon. It's the Ford World Women's Curling Championship 2018. Feature match USA versus China. US holding a 6-3 lead, playing the 9th. Hans Frauenlob here with Sander Rolvag. Mission accomplished for Team USA and number 8, Sander.
Yeah, they got their one to control the game. Up by 3, 2 ends to go, which means they can play this pretty safe. Just make sure they don't take any risks here and leave China scoring 3 or more. But they can just control it, and they'll be happily giving away 2 for China. They'll be up 1 with hammer. If they can force them, even better, but they'll play it in a way where China could get their 2 quite easy.
US throwing their first stone in the rings, not unexpectedly. China with the corner guard.
Will actually throw the second stone through the house here.
This is a deliberate tactic by Team USA. They do not want stones in play with a 3-point lead, so they're electing to throw this one right through. What that does do is gives China an opportunity to set a second corner guard on the other side. Trying to set them parallel to each other so USA can't double them off. Very nice shot. Free guard zone part of the end is over. So it's blast away time for Vicky Persinger. Green light on the stone indicating a legal throw. Perfect clear there. Zhang Xindi. Just 21 years of age. She'll be one of the athletes in the frame to be part of the Chinese curling team at the 2022 Beijing Winter Olympics. Another nice corner guard set by China. Sinclair immediately asking for it to be removed by Persinger. Gotta go, says Vicky. A little bit narrower on this one. Will it nose hit? Yes, it will. 2 corner guards now for China and a chance to get around them and maybe get that crucial 2 that they need. Zhang Xindi. By the guard. Pretty good shot.
And you'll see Sinclair just ask for the peel on the corner. No need for heroics.
Intensity on the expression of Jamie Sinclair. Alex Carlson trying to clear that corner. Once again, nearly nose hits it. So it's really accumulating here for China. That one does open up the path to the shot. Chance here for China to use the other corner guard now. Wang Rui. Well by the guard. Don't mind if this one goes slightly deep. It's more about getting cover, and they get it. That's protected by that guard at the top of our picture. Wang Rui. They're a great look at it from the hack end. Perfectly under cover. So Jamie Sinclair is going to hit the stone on the open side. Carlson.
Easy, whoa, E5, whoa, never, 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 never. E5. No.
Rolls away. So now, Sandra, do you throw another one around the corner? We'll take a look quickly first at Denmark and Italy. Yellowstone belonging to Denmark is in shot position, so it's a draw attempt for 2 here for Angelina Jensen. Wang Wei is attempting to come around the corner guard in our feature game. And the attempt by Jensen will come up just short, and it is only a single point for Denmark. They lead at 7-5. And that come around attempt by Wang Wei, fractionally heavy and pops into the open. That's a bad result for China. Would have been a great opportunity to set up a 3 if she could have gotten better undercover behind that corner center.
For sure. Just, again, having the opportunity, not really grasping it.
It's been the story of the afternoon for Team China, hasn't it? Wide open for Team USA.
Little roll to center is good.
Still a chance for a pair here for China.
It should move.
Didn't come yet. Still a chance even for a 3.
Sinclair talking about rolling to the center. I can see how she doesn't want to nose or leave a pocket here, but at the same time, you roll a bit too far, you might leave a double and roll back underneath cover to set up the 3. So I don't think you want to roll too far here.
Nose hit's not bad even, is it? Job 1 is to get rid of the stone. Well, they are now set up for a straight back double. Did it roll far enough so you can make the double and get a bit of a roll underneath the cover? Possibly, but you'd have to throw it really hard, wouldn't you?
I think that rolls a few more inches
to the center.
Yeah, it's a double and roll behind cover for China. In the end, I think that rolls to a decent spot. China's probably just going to play the hit and roll off the top red here.
My peel was in that same spot, and it curled like 3 inches.
And it's down to Sinclair to either come around and freeze or draw into lie 2, try not leave a double for the 3.
So you're thinking the play is the hit and roll rather than the double takeout?
Yeah, the hit and roll can set you up for a score of 3. The double and sit in the open, we're only getting the 2.
Either result would be good for China. 3 would tie the game up. There's the hit. There's the roll. That is a beauty. Oh, just a fraction too far. Wonder if that's a teaser for Team USA, if they're going to be inclined to make a run at it or not. There you see it's just popped out the outside. It's one of those ones you could be suckered into making a play at, though, Sander. If you ever clip that guard, open hit for 3.
I think you just threw. Yeah. 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 I think it'll be pretty straight. Maybe a hair fresh, though.
Jeepers.
Yep, I like that. You got her.
Yep. I wouldn't be surprised to see Jamie Sinclair throw this a bit safe. Catch the outside to kill 1-0.
Right on nose, but contact is good, yeah.
Yeah, I heard her say just contact is good. She knows the danger stone is at the top of our screen. That red rock, the corner guard, she has to navigate past that one. If she was ever to clip that, China would have an open hit to score to tie the game. No hesitation, though. This was the shot right from the get-go. No problem with the guard, but will it curl enough? Jams. Removes 1 Chinese shot, but it will be an open hit for 2.
It's about what I expected. And the right tolerance for Team USA.
Look at it from the delivery end. Must stick around. This would bring China to within 1. giving it everything on the brushing. Need to hang around. Will it hang around? It's spinning. I don't think it's going to stick. No, it doesn't. Single point. Another opportunity lost for China. It's been that kind of day for Zhang Yilun. Single point for China. USA 2 up, coming home with the hammer, leading at 6-4. We're at the North Bay Memorial Gardens. It's the site of the Ford World Women's Curling Championships 2018, our feature match. USA versus China. US 2 up with last rock advantage in the 10th end. Will it be the final end? Or can China steal 2 points and force an extra end? Game enormously important for both teams. Both teams coming into this game on 3-win, no-loss records. Victory here would put the winner of the game right into the playoff picture. Monica Walker going to try the tick shot. China with the center guard. She can move the Chinese stone, but she cannot knock it out of play. If she knocks it out of play, it comes right back. That's the faintest of ticks, moving the Chinese stone, but maybe a millimeter. Good try. So one guard survives for China. They're going to set another one. Challenge when you're trying to stack 2 guards in this situation, though, Sandra. You usually want one really long and one really short. Their first center guard right in the middle there, so not too much room to maneuver for stacking guards.
That's the only thing we've seen from Yan Hui today. She's been throwing the guards, but not always in the perfect spots. A bit long, a little offline, etc.
She joins the sweep, jumping up.
This one will be pulling up short.
And she knows they got to get that across the black hog line to stay in play, but it will come short. Has to go completely across that black line to come in play. Otherwise, it is called a hogged rock. That stone comes off. Big break for Team USA. Big mistake for China.
All credit to daring to throw it light enough to just manage to get across the hog line, but at the same time, you got to cross it.
Another chance at the tick here from Monica Walker. Gonna hit a little bit thicker this time. Pushing it off the center line. Very nicely played.
Yeah, clearly don't want to give Monica Walker 2 chances. She's made 3 out of 4 ticks, and
Yeah, that's deadly shooting. Nice play.
The one she's made has been perfect as well. You see how it really opens both the draws on the in and the out. So much curl on the ice, you really need to move them that far.
Zheng Xindi looks on, trying to throw another guard. At some point, China's going to have to come into the rings. They need 2 in the rings to count at the end to have a chance at forcing the extra in, but not yet. Center guard. USA, no more free guard zone, so don't need to throw ticks anymore. You can throw heaters. Vicky Persinger bringing the heat. Gets a little action on her own as well. Springs her own stone onto the circles just as a bonus. Behind the tee line, that's not ideal, but better than a guard. Good shot. Zheng Xindi. China running out of time. They need to steal 2. Sweeper's backing off this one. Don't want it to come into the rings, but I think it might. Just short of it. No, it will come into the rings. So the task gets easier for Team USA. We'll take a look at this critical game between Canada and Korea. Canadian stone, the red stone, sitting on the button for Jennifer Jones. So the final shot, very difficult one for Kim Eun-jung. Just has to sneak past the stone at the top of the 8-foot to get to the nose of the Canadian stone to push it back. Very difficult shot. Sweepers are not laying a brush to it. Has to curl past the center line to make the shot. It is not going to get there. It's a steal of 1 for Canada. Huge point in this game. It's been so close, but now Canada breaking on top with that steal. 6-4 lead after 8. Wang Ray. It's back to that Canada-Korea game. If Canada hangs on for the win, setting up a collision course tonight. Canada versus Sweden. That would be a battle of the unbeaten teams, Sander. That would be a huge game.
Yes, I think a lot of people have been waiting for that one. We might see it again in the playoffs.
Another game with something to say about who's going to be in the playoffs is Russia versus the Czech Republic, and Russia come off the ice 9-5 winners. So Victoria Moisieva very much in the playoff picture. In our feature match, Team USA trying to put themselves in the playoff picture, clearing a corner guard. 1 stone in the rings belongs to China, but now no guards in front of the house. That's the crucial thing for Team USA. Setting up exactly how they want. Chang Yilun saying, okay, no guards. We'll use what we've got. What we've got is that American stone. We'll try to freeze to it. China must steal 2. Good weight, but I don't know about the line. Not quite frozen. It's sitting in the open. Good news for the Americans. Let's have a look at Denmark, Italy. Denmark holding on to a 7-5 lead. Redstone belonging to Italy on the button, so chance here for Diana Gaspari if she can draw a piece of the button to tie this one up. Seems to be the story of the week. Every time you look over at an Italian game late in the game, seems to be close, and here's a chance for the Italians to tie it up. Needs a piece of the button. There it is, tie game. Denmark will have last rock in the 10th then. Yellowstone belongs to China. But they're running out of time. 2 rocks to come for each team. Zheng Yilun. Where can they put this stone to somehow set up a steal of 2? This one is going to come short of the rings. Possibly splittable. It's near the rings, but easy pickings now for Jamie Sinclair.
I think we hit that one over this.
Doing the math. How many rocks are left? There's only 1 yellow stone at the other end. Hit this one on the nose and get a little bit of an inside roll. Probably enough for the victory.
That's normal, eh?
Right on nose is good. Yeah.
Jamie Sinclair has been a hitting machine in this game. Can she do it one more time?
Yep. Clean.
Clean is a good word to hear when you're a brusher, and that usually means the shot is made.
9-2.
USA lying 2. China. Desperation time now. They need to steal 2. They're going to have to split their own stone onto the rings. Somehow lie 2 after this shot. Nearly impossible, Sandra. The angle's almost... You can't see it. Can't see them splitting the stone into lie 2. They'll give it a try. It's their last possible opportunity. Jamie Sinclair, Alice Carson, they know it as well. The game is as good as one. It's a Hail Mary for China, trying to split the stone onto the rings and somehow lie 2.
Just going to overcurl.
Straight back, no split there. China is out of rocks. They will concede defeat. It is victory for Team USA. Crucial win. Moves their record to 4 wins and 4 losses. After the disappointment earlier today in an extra end loss to Korea, a huge win for Jamie Sinclair and Team USA puts them right back in the playoff picture. A gritty effort and a well-deserved victory. They were the better team this afternoon, no question about it. Confirmation there of the final score, USA 8 and China 4. Let's pick up the action in this critical top of the table match between Canada and Korea. Extended coverage for you. Red stones belong to the Canadians. Kim Un-jung of Korea. Play in the ninth then, Canada leading it by a score of 6-4. Nose hit leaves the Canadians lying one.
Worth a go. Yeah.
Jennifer Jones eyes it up, says there's a double takeout there. Heard her say it's worth a go. Caitlin Laws brushing the path where the stones in motion are going to go. Looking at the angles. Korea with last rock here in the ninth. Kim Eun-jung, Kim Kyung-ae. The angles are there. If Jennifer Jones can hit the left-hand stone just glancing below, jump across, kill the other Korean rock, could be decisive in this game. Beauty, double takeout. To the delight of the hometown crowd here in North Bay. Fin contact on the top, springs them both and leaves herself frozen on her own shot in the front of the button. Great stone by Jennifer Jones. Jennifer Jones, yeah. That took its time curling, but it got there. And now, nothing but a draw to the button to save the end for Kim Eun-jung. Drawing against 3. Distance control totally in the hands of the sweepers now. Sweepers are backing off and now they think it's heavy. Will it come to rest or will it slide too deep? It's gone too deep. It's a steal of 2 to Canada. After 9 ends of play, Canada takes control. They lead it 8-4. And Korea are conceding defeat. There we see Team Canada congratulating each other. That they know how big a win that was. They remain unbeaten. And salute the crowd here in North Bay. Now we're picking up extended coverage. Italy, Denmark. This game is tied in the 10th end. Scores are tied at 7. Denmark has last rock, but look at this. Italy has it set up. 2 Italian stones in the rings and a center guard protecting them, as well as a corner guard. So many fantastic finishes here at the Ford World Women's Curling Championships, and this is another one brewing. Camilla Skarberg-Jensen looking for some curl. Clips 2 stones, but leaves 2 Italian rocks in the rings. Clears the center guard, but she also clips out her own stone on the wing. Down to Skips rocks. Defense time for Team Italy. Angelina Jensen. She's got last rock, but things are looking a bit sketchy right now. Are those stones good enough to win the game, Sander?
Well, I mean, there is enough room on the outturn draw. So probably see Gaspari guard once more. See if Denmark peels it. Then they might consider maybe topping that top red in,
right,
or draw around themselves.
We do think it's going to be the guard here for Diana Gaspari. Trying to steal the win. Scored 2 in the 9th to tie it. Need this to curl to the center line. Don't want it too deep either. Letting it come to rest all by itself. A little deeper than they'd like, but gets the job done.
Yeah, a chance to make the double peel on the top 2 reds. The only risk is you might leave the shooter, block off the outturn draw.
Quick update of our final scores. USA 8-4 winners over China. Canada 8-4 winners over Korea. Russia 9-5 winners over the Czech Republic. And the final game still going. Italy, Denmark are tied at 7.
Jeg har det bare sådan, at I bærer mig om først, så skal skyde en mega hård sten, og bagefter skal jeg lave et perfekt indlæg. Det synes jeg er lidt råden. Okay. Jeg vil helst lave indlægget, altså.
Looks to me like they're making their decision to go right now, Sander. Thinking clearing is a bit too difficult, and we're probably going to have to make a draw on our last one, so why not throw it right now? Do you like this call?
You know, if you think peel just that center guard, and Gaspari comes around top button, you're not left with a lot for the win, really. So, yeah, might as well just make it right here. Then again, you come top button here, there's still a chance for Italy to maybe make a run back, but that's a tough shot, and you'll still be left a piece of the button for the win. No, I don't mind it.
No, the decision is made. Going to go for the pin right now. Angelina Jensen. She struggled on her draws in this game, but all of that can be forgotten if she can nail this one. She's going to flirt with that corner guard and clips it. Wow.
Hvor er jeg træt af den her is her. Altså, mega træt af, at den bare spiser op af en bark, mand.
Quindi solo qua.
Diana Gaspari going to go for the top of the forefoot. Is that necessary? Could she guard?
Thinking just a tight guard, top 12, somewhere, choke off the turn draw. Yeah, I can see that. It'd be tough to draw on the intern across the face of the shot stone.
Yeah, I really don't think it's there. It's admirable. It's set up to think, okay, we can go for the button right now, but given the way these rocks are placed, maybe she's thinking, don't want to leave that run back for the win. Better get another one in there.
Yeah, surely that's got to be the worry. Throw the guard, the run back's certainly there. So if you come in top of the button, makes it a lot tougher. Just don't want to come too deep and leave a pocket, make that run back easier.
Must stay in front of the tee line, absolutely.
Also come too deep and Jensen can make the same draw after.
Got to get it by these guards. This one will come up light. So it will be a guard. There will be a shot here for Denmark.
I think the draw is still there.
I think the draw is still there. Looking at the run back, but I do think the draw is the easier shot. Not even looking at the draw. The draw.
This is, she has struggled a bit with her draws. Clearly missed the first one on the out turn. That draw is still there though.
She moved the corner guard, that's the point. The draw is actually more open this time.
More room.
But it's going to be the tap back. Going to run that yellow stone to the top right of our picture. Straight back, trying to get it onto the Italian stone. We said she's going to play backline weight. It's going to be a gentle tap.
Doesn't make sense to me. If you don't like your draw weight, might as well play the hit, the run. But this is now a soft tap to the forfeit.
Well, here we go.
Just making it harder.
Made. Final rock. They're close.
Wow. Wow, wow, wow.
Fantastic shot. For the win. Her head in her hands. Tears of joy and relief, I think, for Angelina Jensen.
What a shot.
10-foot raise to the tee line to win it for Denmark. What a finish.
Gotta say, didn't like the call, but that's just one incredible curling shot.
Amazing. Feature game USA versus China in the sixth end. Last stone coming for Zheng Yilun. Just heavy with the draw. It's a steal of one for the USA, giving them a 5-1 lead. In the seventh. One Chinese stone in the rings, last stone on its way for Zheng Yilun. Just needs a piece of the house. Her sweepers are on it immediately. Coast to coast sweep for China. Just get it on the rings. It's a score of 2. Thank you, sweepers. Eighth end. China lying 1. Jamie Sinclair. An important draw to keep the control of the match. Piece of the button. USA leads at 6-3. And the USA would maintain that advantage, running China out of rocks. Big victory for Team USA, an important one. They are 8-4 winners. Wrapping up session 13, USA 8-4 winners over China. Canada remain unbeaten, 8-4 winners over Korea. Denmark with a thrilling final rock win 8-7 over Italy, and Russia 9-5 over the Czech Republic here at the North Bay Memorial Gardens. And there are the updated standings. Sweden, Canada unbeaten. They'll face each other tonight. Korea now dropped to 6-2. Russia up to 5-2. Czech Republic and the USA at 4-4, very much in the playoff race.
You suffered a tough loss to Korea this morning. How is it to come back and reset, win in the very next session?
Yeah, I mean, definitely a disappointing loss there. I was hoping to make that last draw, but we had a little bit of time in between, so able to go get some food, kind of recuperate and park those emotions for now, and we moved on quite quickly to the next game.
With both USA and China sitting at 3 and 4 in the standings, how important was this game today?
I think it was huge, not only for the standings, but for morale on the team. Obviously, any win that we can get kind of gives us a little bit of a boost of confidence, a little bit of momentum going into the last couple of round-robin games.
Seeing USA men pick up gold at the Winter Olympic Games, does that inspire you or put more pressure to perform now, knowing more people are watching at home?
Yeah, definitely just completely inspiring. It's amazing what they were able to achieve, and all the struggles that they went through. You know, they never gave up, and hard work finally paid off for them. So extremely motivating and inspiring to a great group of guys.
Thank you. Congrats and good luck.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Well, that'll do it for this afternoon from North Bay. A great win there for Team USA. Hope you've enjoyed all the action here from the Ford World Women's Curling Championships. Hans Franlum on behalf of my colleague Sandra Rolvag and our entire production team, so long from North Bay.